You're listening to Co-operative Multiplayer. The official podcast of the 4-in-1 Game Zone.
Hello and welcome to another Cooperative Multiplayer podcast, or Cooperative Multiplayer Live podcast. This is apparently number 105 if you put both the podcasts together, which, like I said, I really should have just recounted a long time ago, but whatever. I am your host, Sean Garmer, and with me today is my usual co-host, Mr. Marc Morrison.
Howdy.
Well, I know you're doing okay, but a certain feline of yours is not.
Yeah, my cat has crystals in his urethra, so he has a catheter in him right now. He's not too happy about that.
Yeah, I'm sure that feels terrible. Poor guy.
Yeah. He also doesn't like the cone he has to wear.
Well, no one likes the cone. I felt bad when we had to neuter my dog because, well, it was a girl, so they had a speeder. Because we let her go through one thing of being in heat, and when we had just random dogs show up in my dad's backyard, my dad was like, nope, she's getting spaded. It's like, I don't mind buying the pads and all that stuff for her if you really wanted her to have babies, but this whole random dog showing up in my backyard thing, not cool.
Yeah.
So.
Fortunately, I got my cat when he was already neutered, so I never had to deal with any of that. It was when my roommate brought home a second cat was the problem.
No.
He was like, oh, it was a cat from like his ex-girlfriend. He was like, oh, he'll only be here for a day or two. It's like 3 months later, he's still here. and he's starting to spray because he wasn't neutered. So I'm like, this cat has to go now.
Yeah, don't want all that everywhere. That's not sightly at all there.
Yeah.
But moving away from pets into what we're here to talk about, video games and other entertainment things. So, what have you been playing?
Well, the big two as usual, Metal Gear Solid 5 and Assassin's Creed 4. And I picked up Mad Max last week for PC. I got it for $15. That's about a $15 game. Like, it's really not a bad game, I don't think. It does, but it does a very kind of horrible job introducing you to, like, the gameplay. And I don't know if it's my computer or if it's just designed this way, but the gameplay feels, like, very laggy. Like, combat actually works pretty well, but it's like you always have to hold A to do anything. Like, hold A to climb the ladder, or, it just gets like, or hold A to start the mission, and it just gets very kind of monotonous at times.
I'm sure, yeah.
Plus, like the controls themselves are just very strange.
Just when controls are a problem, that automatically takes me out of a game a lot of times. Like, I mean, I can deal with quite a few things, but if I'm having problems with just doing something in the game, I'm just kind of like, it's really hard to get me back into it. Yeah.
And like, I was trying to do a mission, there are like, you saw Mad Max Fury Road, right, I assume?
No, I have not seen that, still.
Well, go watch that, and then if you ever play the game, you'll just be like, where did all this shit come from? Like, in the movie...
It doesn't come back from the old movies, either?
I never saw those. I don't know. Like, I can't imagine there's that much random crap in those old movies that's populating the world. Like in every like area, there are like metal scarecrows you can tear down. Like they have the whole Assassin's Creed like kind of tower climbing thing, but it's just you get into a hot air balloon and you fly up like 500 feet and then you scope everything out. It's just like, this is weird. Like, couldn't this be put to better use?
I mean, that was kind of a point of the older movies. They just had... It was the whole point of it being just different, so you saw different things or whatever, so you did see random things at times.
Yeah, but this movie... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, but then eventually, you know, you saw the characters, and that's kind of what they focused on.
Yeah, but this movie, or this game also takes place... It's supposed... I think it's tying into Fury Road at some point, because they make reference to the bad guy in that movie, so I don't know if it's supposed to be a sequel or what, but... This is strange.
Didn't they almost cancel the game?
I don't know if I don't think it came together quite the way they wanted it to, but like I think after Fury Road actually did pretty well in theaters. They're like, alright, game's back on.
Well, I mean, yeah, it just... I could understand that they did have it, wanted to make, and I'm sure they will make a Mad Max 2 at some point. The movie, anyway. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, well, they're talking about trying to do 2 movies at this point, or like 2 sequels.
Well, everything... Doesn't everything get 2 sequels?
Well, that's what they want to do.
You know, it's just one of those where if anything becomes popular, they try to make it into 2 sequels, so it don't surprise me at all. But you know, that's cool. At least it's a good game, not totally horrendous one or anything like that.
It's a completely average game. Okay, the one positive is it looks really nice, at least on PC. Like especially like this big lightning storm. I was like, "Eesh, this is cool." But I just have to stand around for 10 minutes and wait for this thing to blow past me.
That's always a nice thing.
Yeah.
Waiting around for that to... Well, for me, some more Disgaea 5. Just still working on... I've actually gotten parts of the review written. I just have to finish doing that. Every one of my off days is like taken up by other things, and it's hard to squeeze other things in there. So, especially like tomorrow, you know, I have apparently like, I don't know, a zillion wrestling shows to watch now, because there's that NXT takeover thing that happened last night, and then, well, not tomorrow, later today, whatever. And then, you know, TNA had their Bound for Glory thing.
You can skip that.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they pretty much made that thing irrelevant. No, there's a TNA show from Wednesday, ROH from Wednesday, all that stuff. Plus Raw, plus whatever, so... it's like the bane of my existence, all this wrestling stuff to watch. Plus I got a sports podcast to do, and I gotta study up for that, but...
Might be time
I'll see if I can stick, you know, find time to keep writing.
Time to cut back on the wrestling a little.
Well, I mean, it's just this week I'll just happen to have all this crap at once. It's just like, man, come on. No. You're trying to do just destroy us with wrestling stuff. But yeah, so I did wind up getting that review code from Adam for Rock Band 4 because I stated, did I mention it on the podcast or did it happen? No, I think it happened during the week. I think I might have mentioned it on one of the other podcasts or something. I got a nice little email from GameStop saying that the Xbox One game and adapter bundle has been delayed till either later today or Friday. Friday is the last day it should show up, but Best Buy is apparently getting theirs in on Thursday, so it's possible that GameStop also gets theirs in on Thursday. But so basically, like everything else was fine. Like all the banned in the box ones and all that other stuff was fine. But apparently there was a shipping problem, and those got sent out later. So all I got to do is basically, which is fine because it's my best instrument, not by that far, but it's the instrument that I can nail everything on expert and actually sing, not act like I'm singing and just do whatever. But yeah, so I didn't get to test out any of the like how it plays with the guitar, the drums, or whatnot. I guess I can talk about that next week. Even though I have all the legacy instruments, so I wouldn't be able to tell you how the Rock Band 4 instruments work. Apparently they're pretty much the same except for a couple of things, like it's just sturdier, or the drum pads are a bit rubberier. They're more rubbery, whatever is the proper term for that. I can't talk today apparently. And yeah, it's pretty much what you'd expect. It's not anything totally special. I mean, they look nicer, but it's just whatever. Yeah, apparently the microphone is the one that actually got the best deal at everything, because it actually has like studio microphone kind of stuff in the mechanic, the whole technology inside of it. You can actually scream in the microphone and it won't make you go ridiculously high, to where with the microphones you have now, or at least the legacy ones, you kind of had to be the tone that you used is the tone that's going to come out in the game, so you can't just always completely just blare and start screaming, or start getting real high pitched or whatever, or it'll recognize it as you being high pitched and it'll just screw you over. So as far as the game goes, I mean, it's Rock Band, so you pretty much know what you're getting there. The note highway, the note stuff not everything looks cleaner because it's next gen or whatever. The graphics themselves don't look that much different than Rock Band 3, so like don't go in expecting, oh my god, this looks so awesome. I mean, the thing that you'll notice is the load times that it took from Rock Band 3 to this game are much shorter, especially in the menus. It doesn't take forever to freaking get from I mean, it didn't take forever before, but it felt like there was a lag there. And now there's not a lag. It's just instant. You press the button, you're going to the next screen. You press the thing, you get out of the screen. There was a lot of negatives, though, because the game... I mean, this is one of those, when I actually sit down and write the review, it's going to be hard for me, because I'm one of the people that... I visit the forums regularly. I'm talking to people on there. We know all the inside stuff from Harmonix as far as like what they're actually doing to the game, and it's not just one of these things where we're just seeing it as a game that's being made. We know that behind the scenes what they're trying to do is they're building this platform. So they basically came out with this basic version of Rock Band that has most of your previous DLC. They're going to bring the exports over later. They're not there from launch. So Rock Band 1, Rock Band 2, Rock Band Blitz, the Green Day Rock Band, AC/DC, Lego, all those songs are not there. So if you have those, you're just going to have to wait. They're going to show up at some point. They already have some kind of thing for December that's going to bring in all the competitive modes, apparently. So people that are wanting those competitive modes, you're going to have to wait a little bit, but though they're coming. It's kind of like, it feels like the Rock Band 1 of current gen, really. There's a lot of stuff that's sort of missing. Most of it, like, if you don't play Rock Band all the time, it's one of those where you won't really notice it, like the way that they do sorting, the whole stuff with the different tiers of sorting is not there. Really, I mean, most of it is, at the end of the day, it's still the game, so it's just, there's no online play, which is the big thing for a lot of people, and that's where being an indie studio again is kind of annoying, because for me, Gary's probably never getting that game, and he doesn't have any instruments, so he had to pay the whole thing. I mean, I don't really have anybody that I know personally, so I'd have to play online with people in order to play with people. So it kind of sucks, and we have no idea if that's even going to ever come, at all. Because to be honest, and they're right, most people didn't use it. And most people just play with themselves, or they had their friends, and it's kind of like, again, like I said, like Rock Band 1, where it didn't have that either. And they were trying to just get you to do the whole party thing at your house and get the community together and all that stuff. So, I'll be able to talk more about it next week when I get to mess with the instruments, which is, where you get a lot of the stuff. Thing I will say is their freestyle vocals is pretty cool. Like now, instead of I can actually go up and down pretty easily, and on my vocal range, I can get real high and I can get real low. But there's times where certain singers are just ridiculous. You can't get that high. Like Freddie Mercury, whatever, all that. So if you can get in key and in a certain point where you still sound like you're trying to sing what they're singing, it'll have this orange bar that comes up. And it's not like the harmonies where it starts another bar and they make it almost impossible for you to try to fill both bars. It fills the same bar that you're already doing in the regular track. It basically just helps you fill it faster. So it actually helps you if you do the freestyle thing. So yeah, that one's a big plus for me. I really enjoy it as a person that does vocals a lot. I think it's a really cool addition. I can't wait to do the stuff with the guitar and the drums. Apparently the guitar stuff is really fun. So I know there's a lot of people that would rather just play the solo the way it is, and you can toggle it off. So, and they've made a lot of the stuff that you used to have to go into the menus and toggle. You can toggle it off right there while you're playing the song. And you can switch difficulties as you're playing. It doesn't make you have to exit the song and stuff. So if you get stuck, you just put it on the next lowest difficulty and you move on. You keep going. So yeah. But I'll probably have a few more things next week, and then I'll have that review written probably pretty quick, since it's like a sports game. It's kind of a lot of the base of it's already there. But I will say the DLC stuff for the most part works. Just don't use the Xbox store. It's a pain in the frickin' ass. Just go into the Rock Band store. The awesome thing about Xbox One, and I'm sure PS4 is this way too, Xbox 360 had a limit. You can only download 25 things at once. And I remember it was so annoying to go through, and I had to wait for like 10 of the frickin' songs to finish downloading so I could start downloading more. This one you have unlimited, so just keep pressing the button to all your purchased DLC until that all the ones that you bought are being downloaded, and you just do something else for a little bit, and probably in about, depending on how much you have, I have like 1,000 that's on there right now. I'm sure I have more that they just haven't been able to put on there. It took probably about, I want to say like 30 minutes. So, it won't take that long if you have way less than that. So, and the cool thing is it only loads once now. It's not like Rock Band 3 where every time you loaded the game, you have to wait for it to load your DLC. It loads one time, and you're good. And then it takes about 10 seconds to try to recognize it again when you play quick play or the tour. Oh, that's what I forgot. The tour mode thing. The tour mode thing is actually, it's sort of like a choose your own adventure deal where you can basically be like you can try to be like an arena rocker person, or you can try to be like one of those who just plays in the clubs and you want to get fans and you couch surf, or you're in this dingy van or whatever, or you can just have all the managers and stylists and all that stuff that you want, or you can mix between the two. So there's like so many different combinations that you can do in the tour that you probably never wind up with the same tour twice. The only thing that sucks about your band is, even though the game actually recognizes your band now, when it starts the game, your band is what's there, instead of having this preset like cutscene that it plays or whatever. You can't. The creation mode is really bare bones. You can't even change the body style of the. Basically, you can only choose between having a man and a woman. Then you have like some hair you can change and a few facial things, and then that's it. Like it's really crappy the way that they decided to make it bare bones, and they're supposed to change that later, like really soon apparently. And then they made it to where you can't put stand-ins. So if you create other people or you have your friends that you create and you want to have them in your playing with you even though you're not there, you can't do that. You have to use their generic ones until they fix it. So I know that's a big deal apparently for a lot of people, and it is for me too, because I have my band that I've always had, and I have my friends from back, Gary and a few others that are always in the band or whatever, even if I never get to play with them, and it kind of sucks. I can create them, but unless I use them, basically they're just there. So hopefully that gets fixed pretty soon. But again, I'll say more later when I get to actually play with these instruments and figure out how things work. But anyway, let's move. Sorry, that probably took way too long. I'm sure Mark was like, move on already. But anyway, let's get to the actual news here. Last week we only had the Xbox gains for gold stuff. We didn't have the PS Plus out yet, and I already downloaded these today. I couldn't find the mechanical extended. I have to go search for that. But I actually like the little. Have you gotten to use it? The little PS Plus. Oh, you don't have PS Plus.
Yeah.
So they have PS Plus is its own little hub now, and you just basically go in there and it shows you the two big games, Super Meat Boy and I guess that's both parts of Broken Age, and it tells you play Broken Age for free, and you click on it, it automatically starts downloading the game. Play Super Meat Boy for free, automatically starts downloading the game, and then you can go in there and watch videos of the games or whatever, and it'll show you all your PS Plus games that you have all in one little hub there. So if you forgot that you had one, and you go back and you go, oh man, I forgot I had that game, let me play it, whatever. You just go into the hub and it shows you all your PS Plus games in one thing. You don't have to go back through your purchase history or anything like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I actually never got to play Super Meat Boy, and it's kind of sad because again, Josh Welchel does the song, and that's a song that was in Super Meat Boy.
Soundtrack, anyway.
Yeah, or the soundtrack, whatever. Oh yeah, it wasn't used as part of the game, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I never got to play it. Apparently, it's really hard. So
it's a good game.
That's what I've heard. That it's really good, but you might get frustrated because it's hard. And I have Broken Age Act. Did I ever? I don't even remember if I ever bought Act 1, Act 2, but I played Act 1 on the PC. Actually excited to now be able to play Act 2, I guess. So totally recommend both those games. If you're one of those that doesn't want to fill up your hard drive with games you might never play or whatever, both these games do not take up hardly any memory at all. In fact, I think what was it, like Broken Age is like 4 megs or something. It's like not even,
could be that small.
Gigs. Yeah, 4 gigs, and then Super Meat Boy's not even a gig.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're no way are you in any danger of filling up your hard drive with that. Kickbeat, which is like some kind of rhythm game and I can't totally remember exactly how it goes.
It's not good?
Yeah, it's on PS3, and Chariot, which is actually a pretty good game. For a little indie game, it was actually one of the first indie games that came out on Xbox One. I have it on the Xbox One because I think it was their first Xbox One gains for gold or whatever. So I'll Chariot, totally recommend you getting that if you're on PS3. But moving on to, apparently, I forgot Nielsen does this. They do ratings for the most anticipated games of the fall, or the holiday games, or whatever they call it. The data was gathered from almost 5,000 gamers over a few months, and they have rankings for multi-platform and the individual ones.
Let me guess. The top game is Tales of Zestria.
Yeah, don't we wish, right? So Call of Duty Black Ops 3 has a 98% rating. I'm glad to know that they didn't just poll like hardcore gamers, I guess. Fallout 4 and Assassin's Creed Syndicate have a 95% as you said in the 4PC answer, I can't believe Assassin's Creed Syndicate has that high of a percentage.
That has to be, as what I said, that has to be like their one big chance for Assassin's Creed. Otherwise, that franchise is going to go back to like every few years. It has to.
It has to be a lot of people that are just like hoping for it to be good.
Well, that's why they stripped like so much of the stuff out of that game.
Yeah.
Like, you remember Co-op?
Oh,
remember how that was Unity's big deal? They were like, fuck that. But it's still keeping microtransactions, because of course it is.
Oh yeah, they're not going to take that out of there. They're making some money on it. Speaking of, Need for Speed has a 92%, which I'm surprised. I'm surprised people would care about that. Star Wars Battlefront has 88. Rise of the Tomb Raider and Rock Band 4 are the other two big ones on that list. They don't give a number. Halo has 100%. Well, that's no surprise for Xbox One. Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection has 79 for the PS4. StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and Anno 2205 are the two most anticipated PC games, which I know those are your two most anticipated PC games too. So
I will like StarCraft. I'm probably not going to like Anno, but I'm still curious to play it.
But I thought you were like really big on wanting to play that game.
I am well, of the staff, I'm the most curious about it. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I think you could ask everyone else here, like, what is Anno? And they'd be like, what's that?
I just remember it being one of these sort of like Civilization type games, and I'm like, nope.
You'd think that, but you're kind of wrong.
Oh, really?
It's like an economic RTS.
Okay, even worse. Not economic. Anything with economics. I'm not.
Well, I remember I tried to play Anno 2070 a few different times, and the one time I tried to like stick with the story, I got to like the 7th mission, and I faced one enemy through 7 missions, and I was like, this is weird. I'm gonna stop playing because everyone just keeps bitching at me to plant more wine fields. Everyone just wants liquor. I can't really blame them.
You're saying you kind of wanted liquor after playing that?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been great. Like, this game made me go buy some liquor. I was just that bored.
I'm kind of interested in that Civ expansion too, the Civ 5.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you like the first, that Beyond Earth?
Not really.
No?
I mean, I thought it was an interesting idea, but like, it was just so half-baked. Like especially there were 3 aliens in every planet, and that was it.
Wow.
It's like flying creatures. I think there was like some aquatic thing or some land thing, and the big annoying one is the stupid sandworms that could like wreck your base instantly if you let them get close.
So you have to constantly kill them or something?
Well, you just basically run to create the like sonic fencing, and that kept them away.
Well, so you basically have to keep all the enemies away, and then you did nothing most of the game?
And you just explore.
Okay. I would assume that at some point has its limits, though.
Yeah.
Like, you'll just be like, okay, well, I'm exploring, not finding anything, and just kind of meandering around here. The Wii U people are apparently pretty desperate. Devil's Third is somewhere around 76%, and that game is apparently terrible. So,
Yep.
I feel bad for them. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, Amiibo Festival, and Yoshi's Woolly World all round out the list there. PS Vita has like nothing, so Corpse Party, Blood Drive, and Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth, whatever those games are. And then Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden, and Legend of Zelda Triforce, and Pokemon 2 and Mystery Dungeon, because of course, anything Pokemon is going to be big on 3DS gamers. Anything besides that Assassin's Creed number jump out to you, or?
I said also Call of Duty because like Ghost was not good and Advanced Warfare was good, but it didn't really sell that well. So I think Black Ops 3 is going to sell pretty well. It'll probably be the top selling game of the year, or at least of the season. But what do they do next? Because they can't do a Black Ops 4 because that's at least 2 or 3 years off. They can't do an Advanced Warfare 2 because that's at least 1 more year off. And I seriously doubt they do a Ghost 2.
Do they go back to the Modern Warfare?
I doubt it. That story that's kind of wrapped up. I mean, they could always do, like, you know, the more Adventures of Price, but I don't think people would bite that one.
Call of Duty in space.
Well, they always have it. They actually did that, I think, with Advanced Warfare.
Oh, yeah, they did sort of go, and yeah, that's right. Well...
It'll be underwater.
Yeah, underwater. Oh, we gotta protect the Earth's core, so we're gonna go underground and kill these creatures.
The mole men.
Yeah, the mole men, the gigantic worms, or whatever. They'll find aliens in there, alien zombies, or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Black Ops 3 will get, especially if they're really doing all this stuff with the story mode and all that. I bet it will do well. I just hope it doesn't fill them with this false sense that the next Call of Duty is all of a sudden going to be that. You know, they need to think that the name is going to carry on there, and it's just the Black Ops setting is usually one of the most popular ones. So we'll have to see. I'm really excited for Tomb Raider. Hope that it does well and Square Enix doesn't, you know, consider it a failure or something. If it doesn't do 20 million units or whatever it is they're expecting, because, you know, it's only on one console right now. So
I'm pretty excited for Fallout 4, but I don't think the gameplay in that game is going to be great.
why not?
Because Fallout 3's gameplay was not kind of what you signed up for.
Well, maybe they realize that. And
Like, I don't mean that as an attack against the game. Like, I still love Fallout 3, but like, you just kind of play the game. Like, basically, it's go into VATS with every combat encounter and hope you win.
Yikes.
And if you use a shotgun, you will.
Well, I mean, I've also heard you get lost a lot in that game, so if you don't know where you're going. So is that? Well, and then you can also just go to some random place and die.
Yeah.
If you went the wrong way.
Well, I think they actually do gate you pretty well in that game, where it's like, go to this one place, and it'll say, like, if you go right, here's where you need to go. If you go left, you're on your own, but you might run into a few death claws.
And somehow people still go left.
That's a challenge.
I mean, I guess once you die, you realize you went the wrong way.
Yeah.
So, the big news, well, there's a couple things, but probably the biggest news is that Ubisoft has already announced Far Cry Primal, and it's coming out the same day as the new Mirror's Edge game, and something else that I can't remember right now. February 23rd, 2016. It's set in 10,000 BC. You're gonna play Takar, and pretty much like there's no guns in this game. You're a hunting group. You have to use, you know, arrows and bows and spears and stuff to like hunt animals and, you know, slay the beasts and you know, basically survive, sort of. And, you know, there still are outposts that you have to go, you know, take out the humans and whatever. But I kind of think it's cool that, and they have a lot of studios, like Ubisoft Toronto, Shanghai, and Kiev are all assisting on this, so it's possible this game really could come out it may not get delayed because they have so much help on it, and I guess you can kind of understand why if they're really wanting it to come out then, but what do you think? Like, them going away from the shooter genre, sort of, and making it more of a survival game while still having some of the Far Cry elements, you think that's going to work?
I think it might, because at least on PC, there's like a big survival push with like the Long Dark and Ark Survivalist Evolved, or whatever the hell that thing is, and the plane game, I forget what it's called. I have it installed, I think, but like those types of games are fun on the console, on PC, but I'm not sure how well that will transition into like the Far Cry experience of climbing the radio tower and shooting guys from the helicopter with grenades.
I know, but they shouldn't have that either if it's set back, in those times. So,
well, it'll be funny if after you beat the game, you just wake up from an animus. Be like, that was my first ancestor. What happened?
Oh man, I wonder how much crap the Ubisoft would get for that. Like, oh, we're just now going to start putting this stuff in other games. All right.
Did you see that video I sent you?
I did not get to see it yet.
Okay, so there's an old cartoon I remember from like the early 90s. It was called Crow. Okay. And the premise of the show was a woolly mammoth named... basically the title, the theme song explains it all out, but a woolly mammoth named Phil fell into like a cliff, and he got like frozen. And a scientist from the present de-thawed him, and the mammoth can talk, and he tells the scientist and the friend named Mike, who's a little black kid, which made no sense, about his prehistoric friend named Crow, who was like a 10-year-old caveman boy. And I saw this trailer, and I just immediately thought of that.
Wow. That's,
I really hope that...
terrible.
I hope that'll be the theme song for the game.
Somehow I imagine it won't be. I mean, this is cool that they're going in a different way, I think, because they could just keep going with the tried and true formula of Far Cry, and it would probably still sell really well. So, I mean, this could wind up being like a spin-off version of Far Cry that they make every so often, like once every 4 years or something, where you go into different, whatever they can deem Far Cry, I guess, which I guess is anything.
Did you play 3 or 4 Blood Dragon?
I played Blood Dragon and I played 4.
See, Blood Dragon was the one I really didn't like. I got a feeling this game is going to be kind of like that. Like a little more...
Why didn't you like Blood Dragon?
I don't know, because I really like 3. And I mean, functionally it's like 89 or 80 to 90% the same damn game. Right?
Right.
I guess I just don't like the humor of Blood Dragon.
Yeah, Blood Dragon was like cheesy 80s humor.
It just felt like... Well, I mean, there's a good way to do that, but it just kind of felt forced in that game.
I agree.
Like when doing the training machine, it's like jump again. Now jump 8 million more times. It's like, this isn't. I mean, it's not funny. Like, I know what you're trying to do, but it's like.
Yeah, it's like they would troll you on purpose.
I'd rather just play this thing and get through it. And obviously, like, this Primal game is not going to have stuff like that, but
right.
I think it'll be a slightly more, I guess, pared down experience.
Well, I mean, obviously you're going to have to do a lot more, because you can play that game going guns blazing, or you can sneak around. You're going to have to be doing a lot more sneaking around and doing things in a secretive manner, having to get behind people and slice them with your makeshift knife or shoot them with a spear.
I think that'll be the thing that kind of, I don't want to say a problem, but a concern of that game is, okay, you craft a knife, you craft an axe, you craft a spear, and you craft a bow and arrow. What else is there? A stick with fire on it, and that's about it. It's not like, well, this bow and arrow has an iron sight on it, or like a,
I'm assuming that they'll make it to where, I think there's already talk of there's going to be a saber-toothed tiger that might get to be your pet, or that goes around with you. So that might, I guess, alleviate some of that. You might get more animals.
I mean, they did that with Far Cry 4, though. With
where you got the elephants.
Well, no, I was talking about the Shangri-La missions. Like, you go on a drug trip and you have this tiger with you all the time, and, like, attacks these, like, natives.
Right. I mean, I was thinking about that too. It's like the thing with Far Cry is you can get all these kinds of different weapons, and you have them at your disposal. And this one's going to be a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see what they can. I don't know. I mean, in prehistoric times, I imagine you just didn't have all these kinds of weapons.
Well, it'll be funny when everyone in the game is just pasty white skinned with blonde hair.
Oh, you mean the enemies?
I mean everyone, like the hero character, or the hero character will be like the Nazi poster boy, and then everyone else all the enemies will be dark skinned and.
Well, is the hero character like basically an Indian? I mean,
you'd hope so, but.
Well, the guy that they show in the trailer, that's what he looks like. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd
imagine the survival element and stuff like that will kind of take away from the stuff you used to do in the game. So it's like, since you're having to also think about the fact that you've got to keep living and eating and all that, it might just bring a different element to it than what you normally do.
You ought to really play The Long Dark on my Steam account sometime. You'd enjoy it.
I'll have to try it. I'm not big on the survival games or whatever, but I will try it just to see.
It's not. I know what I know exactly what you're talking about, but there's also just like a sandbox mode, and that's just kind of fun to mess around with. But it still gives a pretty good approximation.
Yeah, that was the best part of Far Cry. So basically, I can go do whatever I want. Also. I mean, it also sometimes then you feel like, okay, there's too much to do, and I'm never gonna finish it all. So, yeah, but I still enjoy it from time to time.
Yeah.
So Nintendo has revealed that they have passed 1 million sales globally for Super Mario Maker. They've also added a Super Mario Maker themed level on Super Smash Bros., which came out this week, and 2.2 million courses have been created. I've watched Randy do his little Mario Maker Mondays, him and his Wes playing that. It seems like a lot of fun. I'd want to have it, but I don't know, man. Just all the games coming out. If Star Fox hadn't gotten delayed, that with Yoshi's Woolly World and Super Mario Maker, I think I would go ahead and put the Wii U on layaway at GameStop, since they give you the whole 2 months to pay it off. When Kmart used to have
consoles,
yeah, when they used to have video games, period, you have like 3 months to pay it. Well, you have 12 weeks, but you got to pay them you got to pay them something every 2 weeks, whereas GameStop lets you have from October 1st to December 24th to pay them something. So that's I still don't know though. Just like I'm worried about, okay, well, after this group of games comes out, you won't see anything else for the Wii U, and it'll be like, okay, well, I got all these games that were awesome, but now the system's kind of dead. So I don't know, and I still don't know if they're gonna make it to where it's gonna work with the NX or not. I mean, Nintendo has been pretty good about backwards compatibility, but you never know. It's gonna even be possible with whatever the NX is supposed to be. So. I mean, Super Mario Maker looks really awesome. Just don't know if it's $300 or more, or it's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it to you? Just one.
No, but the last like Nintendo console I really cared about was N64.
I like the GameCube a lot, but that was also the last one for me. I wasn't big on the Wii at all.
Like I had a GameCube that I'd stolen, but I have a Wii, and it's like I barely like all I did with it was use it to play Smash Brothers Melee with my friend.
Well, I mean, it was really at some points there were some games it was really cumbersome to play on. Like I just remember trying to play Zelda on it, and I was like, oh, this is so annoying. I don't want to have to do the whole like fishing thing with the go back and whatever, and having to basically stand the whole time and do all that. So I mean, obviously playing Wii Sports is a blast. You know, all that kind of stuff is great on it, but there's just some games that just didn't. It wasn't great, especially like RPGs and like playing Last Story with that thing. It's just like, okay, I'd rather just be holding a controller. Nintendo's also re-releasing, which you probably already seen it in a store if you're hunting for amiibos anyway, because I've already seen pictures of people finding these in the store. But Little Mac, Captain Falcon, Fox, Lucario, Greninja, and Shulk are coming back into the stores. So go find it if you're really looking for those. And there's even a Satoru Iwata fan-made amiibo, which looks pretty cool, actually. That's it was going on eBay, and whatever it makes, which I think the eBay is over. I'd have to go find it, but can't do that right this second. It's all gonna go to charity, but you'll still get the cool Satoru Iwata amiibo. So, which has like Iwata with a Link sword standing on top of a Nintendo hat, a Pokeball, the Kirby wand, the Zelda shield, and then it has like a 1-up on it. So it's like all the big core franchises having their symbols there under Iwata, which is cool. Have you seen it?
Yeah, he's stepping on all of them. It's pretty funny.
I thought it was neat, like just the fact that somebody actually went through the time to make that, and then they're gonna put it to.
No, it would be really cool if they patched all that crap into like all the amiibo stuff, and that was the only amiibo that actually worked. Like imagine how much money. Imagine how much that would cost, or how much it would raise.
Be a lot of pissed off people.
It'd be so awesome.
So did you see this Project X-Ray thing that Microsoft showed off? Again, this is all part of that thing that we heard a long time ago called the Luma Room, where they're trying to get all this augmented reality thing to kind of consume the rooms that you're in. And it is going to have a dev kit. The dev kit costs $3,000 for developers, not for there's apparently stupid people on the internet, of course, you know, that think that they're trying to charge consumers $3,000 for this. No, they're charging the developers $3,000 to make a game or level or whatever it is for it. I mean, that looks cool and all, to like be playing something and then also you're like, oh, here's this spider that comes out.
It's a neat idea, but those pictures you have, it is in a room that no practical person has.
Well, I mean, they're making it. They're saying that basically, you know, and it's this wearable like hologram thing, and there's like a hologram shield that shows up apparently during one of these where he shoots like a laser-looking thing out of it.
Didn't they do that in one of the Yu-Gi-Oh series?
Basically.
Okay.
Well, not the Yu-Gi-Oh. There was that PS card game or whatever that you used the eye for.
No, I meant the anime. Like, didn't they do that in one of the cartoons?
Oh, yeah, where he had to wear that thing and it... I sort of remember what you're saying.
It's like a power glove with like a deck holder in it or something.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's no, he has the eye. I can't remember who has the freaking glove or the hand, whatever it is, but one of them has it where they can see their deck in their hand.
This X-ray thing sounds cool, but I don't have a lot of faith in Microsoft to pull this off because remember Connect?
Well, and not only that, it's like we don't know how much of this is just it works in that setting. It's a test demo. They tested it a zillion times. It's like the Minecraft thing. It just looked too good.
Yeah, that was essentially a lie. The Minecraft thing was basically smoke and mirrors.
Right, and this is probably what it is too. I mean, if this works the way it does, I'd certainly probably want to have this more over than a VR thing where it kind of takes you out of it and you have to be into that. You can kind of do this and still have stuff around you, and that's fine. But, like, I just don't see it working as well as they say it does. And apparently it comes out in 2016, so we'll see what people can create with the thing and what really looks real and what doesn't. So, very soon. I forgot to ask, since Ubisoft has a bad history of delaying things, you think Far Cry Primal gets delayed?
Not on consoles, but on PC, yep.
Well, it's already coming out a month after on PC.
That'll get pushed back later. Or no. They're just building in the delay. That's smart of them, at least. Well, they said earlier. I think they said this year, like, we're trying to make Assassin's Creed Syndicate come out on consoles and PC at the same time. What did they announce like a month or two ago? They're like, Syndicate's going to come out a month later on PCs. It's like, that's how it always is. You guys suck at PC. You guys suck at PC building, or like porting that over for some ungodly known reason.
Well, didn't you say it's mainly because they don't have PC guys there? It's just a few people that they pull to work on it.
Probably. Like that's how Unity sure felt for me.
Yeah, and then of course Warner Brothers with their stuff, which that's apparently going back into the store on Steam with all the DLC available if you want to purchase it.
Honestly they should give that DLC. If you already have the game, you could get that DLC for free.
I agree with you. Anyway, for all the crap they had to go through, I would completely agree. If you already bought the game, get the DLC for free. If you're buying it after they fixed it, then...
Also, bummer part, none of that DLC is good.
Not even the Batgirl DLC?
Nope.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I mean, I guess the none of the DLC for Batman games have been good, have they?
Well, they've been those challenge missions.
No, I mean,
I thought the Joker one was pretty good.
I mean, wasn't that exclusive for PS?
Yeah, it was exclusive to PS3 or whatever.
Oh, I'm talking like just general, like Robin or Nightwing, like for Arkham Origins, or I think they did for like Arkham City, like the Harley crap from Arkham City. It's like you get this is never good because you only build about 8 rooms and that's about it.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not a big Nightwing's cool and all, but I wouldn't want.
Well, also like playing those characters, they're so limited compared to Batman. It's like, why would you want to do this?
Right, exactly. It's not the same thing. It's not even like a poor man's version either. It's just bad character.
I think I played the Robin one for Arkham Origin, and it's like if Batman has 30 weapons, Robin had 5. He had like a shield, like a new shield, and that was it. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, it's like I don't know that I would pay for this. And the Batgirl one was supposed to be cool, so I don't understand why. Maybe that's the first one that's actually pretty decent. Speaking of, Atlas reveals that Shin Megami Tensei 4 Final is coming to 3DS. This isn't a sequel or a remake. This is sort of just a final. I don't. They're gonna announce more in a few days. I think on Saturday or on Sunday. So.
Is it just going to be kind of like the international version or something?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Or like this is, it might have like a few new quests or epilogue missions or stuff, but that's about it.
I mean, it's supposed to be an all-new game.
Oh.
We'll have to see what it's gonna wind up being. I mean, that's cool. I'm more Shin Megami Tensei, the better. So, I mean, this is an actual, like, numbered version, so it has to deal with the demons and all that, not the Persona.
Well, I kind of want that franchise to come back to console.
I do too, but I wish they would just, like, find a way to, like, remaster the first couple or something. Because a lot of those, like, especially like the first one's really hard. You have to basically get it on PSP. And then they split up the two. There's two.
Well, you're talking about the Persona games, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just talking about Shin Megami Tensei in general.
Well, like Shin Megami Tensei, like the first ones, like are on Famicom or whatever. You can't even get those.
No, but they made like Nocturne or like Devil Survivor, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think the last if you're excluding Persona, I think the last console Shin Megami game was a Devil Summoner game, the second one they did, and that was
right, because that first one was like a launch game of the PS2, and then was it?
it came out like a year or two later because Nocturne came out first, and then they were like, all right, we can bring all these. I mean, the PS2 had 5 of those games on there. And the PS3 has none. And the PS4 has none.
Yeah, they put them on the 3DS or the DS for some reason, which was weird.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess they thought it would work portably, but
it's probably a lot easier to like make a game for that console than like PS3 or PS2 or something. But still. They come back to consoles, buddy. Come on, make another Nocturne game, please.
I guess they think that. Man, that's weird. Like, there's a lot of people that when they talk about I see them like on forums stuff talking about it. That a lot of people don't like Nocturne.
I can understand why people would not like that game because it is incredibly weird, especially like the whole moon phases thing, and getting around the world is kind of insane, but it is like one of the best.
I had to use a guide. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, but I think it's one of the best JRPGs ever made.
Man, there you go.
Just because of like how you can it's not explicitly spelled out, but just the way you can like influence characters and like the ending. Like, that's a very cool idea.
I mean, I think you're right on that point, but it seems like they want to keep things like the Personas are going to be on the consoles, and then the regular numbered series is going to be on like the portables, because it's easier for them to make it in the style of the first couple games or whatever.
I mean, that's fine, but the last Persona game was 2008, wasn't it? 2009?
Was Golden came out in 2009?
That was Vita, though, so that doesn't count.
Oh, you mean like regular Persona 4, yeah.
Yeah, that was 2008, I think. And it's like, it's been 7 years. It'll be 8 if it comes out next year.
Yeah, jeez. I hadn't even thought about that it's been that long.
That's a big ask.
You'd think that they would just have like come out with like a collection or something by now, but
just like all the PS2 ones. It's like, here you go.
Yeah.
They're all one zip file. You unrar it.
So we go from apparently there's gonna be microtransactions in Destiny now. You can get like emotes and stuff. Whoop-de-doo. But there's gonna be no microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront. Basically, you're going to be doing the challenges, you're going to be doing the multiplayer stuff, and that's how you're going to get credits. There will be no ways to get credits otherwise by buying it or...
I would like to believe that, but it's going to be EA.
Have they done this before where they've said it was no and then all of a sudden it showed up? I mean,
No, but every one of their damn games has it. That's the thing.
yeah. But like,
Except for,
okay, like the sports games and the racing games, like, I can kind of see it. Like Mass Effect still bothered me, like why they put that into Mass Effect 3 or.
even Battlefield has it though to an extent.
But Battlefield sort of makes sense too. Like there's a reason why you would want to be able to, if you don't want to have to wait to get a certain thing, if you can pay for it, I guess, to get it earlier. But
Well, isn't that how it's going to be in this game? Like, it's not like you're not going to be able to like beat Darth Vader every match. Like,
right, but I guess this is sort of like more like the Halo thing where it's multiplayer, so they don't want one person to have advantage over the other, and I don't know, get all the kills or something. I mean, I'd imagine there would be positives to, or there'd be reasons why you would have it.
yeah,
But this doesn't seem like the kind of game that we would really, because you're trying to get everybody to basically work together to beat this evil or whatever. It's not like you're trying to compete against each other. So
I should show you. Sometime I should show you video clips of the first Battlefront 3.
first Battlefront 3.
Yeah, the one they canceled. Or
Oh, that's right.
yeah, that was a cool game, a cool looking game.
Oh, you mean the 1313?
No, I mean, I think it was THQ or LucasArts made it, or it was. Oh damn, I forget the studio. They did Battlefront 1 and 2, and they were working on Battlefront 3.
Oh, okay.
And LucasArts shit canned them. It's like great.
Oh, wonderful.
But it had like a mechanic where like you could be on the ground, you get into a ship, and you could fly into space. Like, and it was like all seamless.
That's awesome. But then, of course, this game doesn't have space.
Yeah, it's not like you want space in a Star Wars game.
Right? Yeah. No, we don't want that.
It's not called. It's called Land Wars going to be from now on.
They should call it that. They should call it a Star Wars: The Land Fight or something. So I was speaking about Mass Effect earlier. It's gonna have its own theme park ride in the California's Great America theme park, I guess, in 2016.
I'm interested in it because at least it's on this goddamn continent, unlike that stupid Assassin's Creed thing that Ubisoft is doing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll just be like some themed roller coaster, like video experience or something.
Yeah, it seems like it's like the video experience thing, kind of like Spider-Man or.
And they need to bring back that Back to the Future ride. That was cool.
Oh, yes. Agreed. Especially, yeah, for the anniversary now. Hey, and
What?
the Cubs won the wild card spot, so maybe Martin McFly's future might be a little bit truthful here.
Well, it's always on the DVD, but it's still cool.
Right? So, let's see. Rise of the Tomb Raider is supposed to have 30 to 40 hours of gameplay, along with a season pass. They cost $29.99, and there's apparently extra story content in it, and possibly multiplayer. No confirmation on that, but apparently the game goes from 15 to 16 skills, and now you have over 50 skills, and there's 3 different tracks you can upgrade and stuff, and it has 4 different tiers. And apparently, like, the crafting system is going to be a bigger deal in the game and all that stuff. So, does it make you want to play the game more that you know you're going to have all these things to be able to do, or?
I just want to play the game, period, because I really like the last one they did. But I'm on PC or PS4, so that's not going to be coming to me for quite a while.
At least you're getting it on PC though.
Yeah, but I don't know how well it's going to run. Like, that's, my PC's getting a little long in the tooth, so.
Right. Oh, you can't you had to upgrade your. Yeah, see, that's what sucks about mine, because I got the all-in-one. Once this thing gets long in the tooth, I basically have to replace it again.
Well, I have a laptop. I mean, that's the same thing.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, I can upgrade, like, parts of it, but it's not like I can put a new video card or anything.
Right. I'm surprised you're not getting like a desktop or something with how much you play PC games.
I like the mobility of a laptop.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, don't get me wrong, my laptop is not exactly mobile, but still.
Yeah, that's what I miss about having my laptop too, is the fact that I can go anywhere and have it. You know, I kind of have to just be in my room with this thing, but I guess it has its advantages.
Yeah.
Too. It's just one of those things. I mean, did you see the first ever Microsoft laptop that they're making?
Yeah. It looks like every other stupid laptop in the world.
I mean, you know, they can tell you it has all this stuff in it, but it's like, I mean, it's like their tablets are cool, like the Surface stuff when the Surface first came out, and then I guess the 3 is supposed to be like this awesome thing or whatever, but like the laptop is just like, all right, well, Microsoft's finally getting into the laptop thing. Well, okay.
Well, it looks like the Asus Zen Touch, or like their touchpad, or whatever the hell it was called. I mean, it almost is exactly like that.
I mean, but like, why take so long to just now get into laptops? I mean, you'd think that they would have just done that from the beginning. Like, okay, use our software, buy our laptop too. It's weird to me. You're waiting. 2015. We're gonna start making laptops. All right. I guess they wanted to make sure Sony wasn't going to bring back the Pio. Speaking of making things, Microsoft is making a lot of bundles for the Xbox One this holiday season, or well, pretty much, yeah, in November. The Gears of War Ultimate Edition is going to have a bundle, which is going to get you early access to the Gears of War 4 beta, as well as the whole collection of Gears of War games for the 360. Fallout 4 is going to be the big holiday bundle, which is going to have the 1 terabyte, and you're going to get a copy of Fallout 3. You can also get a Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider one that's going to have the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, and also the 1 terabyte. And you can also get a Lego video game one. It's basically just Lego the video game with an Xbox One console. So. Oh, and this one's really weird. If you make online purchases between now and Halloween, you'll get Assassin's Creed Unity, which no one asked for. Just
for Xbox One, or
yeah, for Xbox One.
How much you have to like pay, or how much is it?
It doesn't say. It just says purchases made on the Microsoft Store between now and October 31st will also receive Assassin's Creed Unity. And if you make any between now and December 31st, you get Project Spark.
Isn't that already free?
Games that nobody wanted. Like, really? It's just okay. For one, Lego Movie the video games for kids. Like, you want them playing Assassin's Creed Unity? That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, whatever. You'd think that they would just like throw dimensions in there or something if you did all that.
It'd be cool. I was looking at some of those bundles. It'd be cool if that Lego bundle, like, it was shaped in like a Lego brick or something.
Man, that's what sucks about they don't do that anymore. It seems like, I mean, they did it with like the Darth Vader, but it's not even. It's just like a Darth Vader skin on the PS4. But aside from that, like special PS1 like edition, they aren't doing that a lot. It seems like they're just. I don't know. I guess they think it won't sell, or why do you think they're not like making these like real special consoles?
Probably because it costs more, like a little more money. Like, you have to get that different plastic mold in there, or not mold, but like just different plastic, like see-through, or I mean, they're actually putting out the white consoles. That's about it.
Yeah, sure. Well, and then there was like the red one or something for one of these.
Well, there's also that stupid, like, really ugly Call of Duty PlayStation 4.
Oh, and the Call of Duty like Elite Xbox One that was ugly.
Yeah.
That too. But No, I mean, the Tomb Raider. I mean, if I didn't know nobody had definitive edition on Games for Gold or whatever, I think the Tomb Raider edition one was kind of the most interesting if you're not a big Fallout person.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you don't have, I have all the Gears of War games, so I wouldn't have any need for the Ultimate Edition thing. But I mean, if you're big into Gears of War, they certainly gave you a big deal with that.
You can get into the beta faster.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even know if that's going to be open to everybody, so. At least the Star Wars one starts sometime today, so be on the lookout for that. Did they make did they say an actual time for that, or just some whenever on Thursday? Or?
I think it's out already, or like I've seen people playing it, so I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
Daniel got into the Friends and Family version because his cousin apparently works for EA. So,
That helps.
But yeah, I mean, it goes through the weekend, so make sure you download it and play it. It's apparently pretty cool. I've seen gameplay of it. It looks pretty awesome. I'm excited to kind of play it. So yeah, make sure you download that and hit it through the weekend, because once Monday comes, beta's done. Unless they extend it, which we've already seen Rainbow Six Siege get extended a bunch of times. Speaking of, Microsoft bought Havoc, which is like the physics for a lot of games, pretty much so they could have to license it out to people. So, I mean, you know, Intel was just selling stuff, and I'd imagine Microsoft was just like, oh, you don't want it? Okay. So, you know, whatever, we'll take it. I mean, that's, now I guess Sony would have to, whoever's going to use that on a Sony system would have to pay Microsoft for it. So.
Yeah, but it's not going to be that much, because it's better business for them to license it out than for them to make it exclusive to like a Microsoft brand.
Right.
Because if they did that, everyone would just go, well, screw off, we're just going to make another physics
Yeah,
engine.
it's just like Minecraft. People would just, you know, stop playing it if it just became Xbox One and PC exclusive. So it's better for them to be able to still license it out to all the other consoles it's on.
Like, don't get me wrong, it'll probably not be used in like the new Uncharted game, or you know, but most like third-party games, especially, they'll always use it.
Yeah, you always see that logo on games.
Yeah.
Especially the AAA ones. Speaking of Minecraft, are you so now apparently Minecraft is going to have flying in it, the PC version. Are you excited?
Nope. I never played. I only played Minecraft once.
Me too. I was like, yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I was watching my dad's. Well, technically, I think they're not married, so my dad's girlfriend's like 10-year-old play it. I'm just like, I really don't get the fascination with this, but whatever works for you, you know. I mean, I guess that's cool. They can fly, you know, but that's still, you know, doesn't make me want to play that game. But apparently, you know, if you're a big Twisted Pixel fan, maybe them becoming independent will make you want to go interested in some indie games, because I'm sure they always make some nice, you know, they're the ones that made Explosion Man and Gunstringer. Those were two you know, when those games were coming out, this wasn't this, they're the ones that kind of brought in this indie explosion for the consoles. So if they made great games like that back then, I'd only imagine what they have at their disposal now when they're indie again.
See, I'd like to believe that, but their last like 3 or 4 games were not good, and it's like I don't think Microsoft was meddling with them. Like, that's the thing. I think like it's just on their own. Like Comic Jumper, it was a very neat idea. Playing that game sucked ass.
Explosion Man was fun though.
Yeah, but it was Explosion Man.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
it was the same game.
Yeah.
And
Pac-Man, but it's Pac-Man.
or like Loco Cycle. Like,
Yeah.
the best thing about that thing was like the 5-minute intro movie sequence.
Yeah, the thing they showed at E3.
Yeah, with James Gunn, and it's like once you play it, it's like I don't want to do this anymore. I'm good.
Right.
Can we get back to that, or can I just like see more of that, please?
So you'll be seeing a lot more of a Humble Bundle because now they have a subscription service. You can pay $12 a month and get games delivered to you. So you think this is better than the regular way they do I mean, they're still doing the Humble Bundles the other way. So don't think that now you can only get Humble Bundle if you subscribe. You don't have to. But this is a way, apparently, for them to get games they couldn't get before. If you order the subscription service, you'll get The Legend of Grimrock 2, and then your first games will arrive in November, whatever they are. They haven't announced them yet.
Yeah, that's like I almost pulled the trigger on this, but I at least want to see like 1 month's worth of games to see like if it's anything I'm actually interested in first.
Right, most of them are going to be on Steam, but they said they might use other, like, good old games and stuff like that eventually. They just are guaranteeing that it's going to work on PCs.
Yeah.
You know, you might have to have like 3 different services to play your games or something, but at least still play. I mean, it seems pretty cool. I like the idea of them having I mean, everything else is getting a subscription service. I guess why not? But.
Yeah, but like, well, it all just comes down to games for me though. Like if it's either a good value or stuff I'm interested in, cool. But if it's gonna be like GTR Racing 3, it's like no, thank you. I already have 8 copies of that. I'm quite good.
Yeah.
Because it comes bundled with every other fucking third bundle on like, Indie Gala and all this other stuff.
I mean, if they're saying it's going to give them access to games that they really couldn't get in a Humble Bundle on its own before, you'd imagine it would be stuff that they haven't had in Humble Bundles. So,
Final Fantasy 13.
wouldn't be surprised at some point if that gets put in there. Because, you know, somehow that's being reported as coming out this week. I could have swore that was out already. But whatever. I'm surprised that they didn't do this sooner, really. But I guess now it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this pre-order program that Square Enix made for Deus Ex: Mankind Divided was so controversial that the fans got so mad that Square Enix canceled it. This game is also coming out the same day that Far Cry Primal is supposed to come out, February 23rd. So, I mean, Square Enix is getting no sales. But this augmented pre-order thing, couldn't it have worked if they wouldn't have screwed it up so bad?
No, because all they were offering was crap.
I mean, but like, why wouldn't you just do 2 things? It seems like you're doing like way too many things, and you're just trying to get people to pre-order. It's like,
well, they're like that. Simple. I mean, they're probably desperate for that at this point. Like, because that's going to be a metric of how good, like how they think how good the game is going to be. But like, get a demo out to people first. Like that would actually help people like to pre-order it. If it was just like, here's a 30-minute slice of this game, it's not going to be representative of the full thing, but here you go. That'd actually probably spike pre-orders. Not right. You can get a digital comic book. It's like, all right, keep on walking.
You can get the game 4 days early though.
You know the funny thing about that is I was thinking about like. When you visit a pirate site, they always have games 4 days early.
Most people don't go to those sites, though.
I don't download them. I just kind of observe them like, wait a minute, this isn't out for a few weeks, isn't it?
So, wait, how does this... Like, I guess other countries, like, break the street date or something? Or?
Oh, the theory is probably, like, someone's on the factory floor just, like, flips a copy up. Because it's always like PS3 and Xbox 360 stuff.
Well, at that point, that's really not that big a deal, I guess.
Yeah, but that's also been happening for years. So
Right. And what, they just pirate another PC and then say, oh, well, it's the ones that have, like, the chip and stuff, right?
yeah, like modded like 360 or PS3.
Which, in international countries, that just seems to happen all the time for some reason. I remember going to Venezuela and they wouldn't even sell, like, original versions of the games. They all had the chip in them, so I couldn't go over there and buy anything because I wouldn't be able to take it home and play it because I had to have the modded version for it to work. So I'm just like, okay.
Well, they don't want to sell the original copy because that's like the master copy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just thought it was weird. I was like, you don't even sell like you don't even have retail. Nope, we all have the. It's like, okay. Nope, can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
So you excited for Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition coming out at the end of this month?
I kind of am, because I want to see how well that game handles a controller.
I hope it. I mean, you know, Blizzard showed it, you can do it pretty well with the Diablo, so I'd imagine this should be pretty good.
There's a plus and a con. The plus is that like Divinity is a turn-based game, like it's not real time or anything, so that'll be pretty easy probably. But also Divinity has like a lot more spells and like crap you can do with buttons, like, so unless it's just gonna be like a lot of radial menus, which okay, that might be kind of like busy on the screen.
Oh, like having a bunch of menus you have to go through? If you want.
Yeah, or like hold down the A button to open up your spell menu. I was like, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's probably what it is. The whole holding down a button. No, here's all your spells. Well, now you got to pick through them.
Yeah. I hope not, but I mean, it's probably the only.
They've also fully funded Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yep.
With all the stretch goals. So.
That should be good.
Are you excited for any of these modes that are?
I'm excited for Chris Avalon writing for Original Sin 2.
Hey, that works.
He does okay.
Whatever. I mean, that would be pretty. Whatever gets you into wanting to play the game, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't finish Original Sin 1 at all, so.
Jeez, imagine that'd take forever.
It's
so huge.
It's a big game, but it's also very like complex.
Yeah.
Like you can spend hours just in the first town, like unraveling the mystery of the guy who died and talking to different animals and stuff like that. So it's like
I played it for a little bit. I was like, good lord, I feel like
it's like dense, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just wow. There's so much to do in here.
And like it's not bad, but it's just like if you don't have 60 hours to devote your life to this game, like don't even try.
Yeah, basically. 60 hours, more like maybe like 100 hours. God. I mean, if you're one of those who just loves like RPGs like that, and you want to spend all your time, go for it. Like, I mean, I don't think I can recommend it enough. There's a lot to do. The battling is fun and all that stuff, but like, just you're gonna be stuck to that for a while. So the voice actors voted 96% to strike. The video game voice actors, that is. They're not gonna like just stop working immediately, but they could. Like the union could just say, okay, well, we're just gonna go ahead and strike now. Do you think this is gonna really have an effect on anything? Do you think that their demands are gonna be met? Which basically they want a stunt person there for when they have to do like motion capture to make sure nobody gets hurt or whatever. They also want some kind of stunt pay in case there's a lot of work on vocals and it stresses them out. And they basically just want. They also want like a portion of the royalties if the game sells more than 2 million copies. I think all that stuff's. Well, the thing with having the person there to make sure they don't get hurt or whatever, that seems pretty fair. But you think the other stuff seems pretty.
I think it'll be a give and take. Like, I don't honestly see the royalty thing ever happening because, like, voice acting is important to a game, but, like, look at, like, programmers or developers and stuff like that. Like, your designers, they don't get royalty payments on games. Like,
No.
Hell no, they don't. And, like, you can have a game with bad voice acting, and that's still fine. But if you have a game with bad programming or bad, like collision detection or stuff like that'll just wreck it entirely.
Oh yeah. How many games have we played that the voice acting's terrible, but the game's actually pretty decent? But if the game sucks, it doesn't matter if the voice acting's good.
I think like they should probably get paid more. Like they're not going to get like Simpsons money or anything. And I agree with them in print. Like, I guess it depends what they're doing for the stunt work, but like that's also fine. Like, I can't imagine. Like Nolan North is I think like 45 or like 40. Like, he's kind of getting up there age-wise. So I can't imagine he wants to be running around like with Nathan Drake all the time anymore.
Well, apparently not all of them get or do the motion capture stuff, So it's just, to me, I think I agree with that too. I think they should be given some of that stuff. I mean, should they get a raise? Yeah, sure. They're not going to get like actors from movies type money or anything like that, but they should get a decent chunk. I don't know. The royalties thing is probably, like with you, I'm not sure on because there's more important positions to a video game. To say that they're not important is dumb, though. And I get the stuff with the vocal stress because that is their job.
Yeah.
If they can't talk or do their voices or whatever, then they can't work. And that's, if you can't work in any field, then you're not getting any money, and so you're stuck at home doing nothing. And the thing is, too, it's hard for them to get like they can't just have a regular Joe Schmo job and then go everywhere I have months at a time to do or weeks at a time to do this voice gig or whatever, because then they're not reliable for that other job that they're supposed to do. So, I mean, they need to be able to make a living off this, and it's understandable, but it's still like when you have a lot of those freelance artists or programmers or whatever that go work on a game. Well, their contract states, okay, the game's over, then you're gone, and you gotta go find something else to do. So it's kind of how the video game world works right now. It's not something that's like totally stable either, but they want to make it to where they can at least survive on it. Which apparently they make like under $50,000. Most of them, unless you're like Nolan North or something.
Yeah.
I can kind of see where that's a little low. Esports teams also want to make a union. They, like a lot of the big teams in Dota 2 and Counter-Strike, have already made their demands. Apparently they want they want their travel expenses compensated outside of the prize winnings. They want, I don't know if they want to be able to refuse to attend online-only events with no LAN finals, or that they can't refuse. The wording for this is weird.
Probably can. I mean, I don't know. I don't care about Dota 2 at all.
Yeah, but I mean, and they want minimum amounts of prize money and all this stuff. So I mean, I can kind of understand like where they're coming from. Like, they don't want to have to use their prize money if they even get any to get there. But you know, this is where it's weird because, you know, if these companies were signing deals with TBS and ESPN and all that stuff, then people playing should get a little bit of that besides just the prize winnings, because they're the stars of the show, not the company.
But the company,
to the broadcasters sort of are too.
But the company has their logo on everything, so that's why they're important.
True. They're the ones that are facilitating for them to be able to play, but I don't know. I mean, what do you think about this whole thing?
I mean, they should get a certain amount, but like, if they don't want to pay like for their like hotel, like they're going to just be like in a Motel 6 constantly.
Right.
Which they may already be. I don't know, but
I'd imagine they're not getting like, you know, the Hotel Marriott or anything either. So, well, you know.
yeah.
It is what I mean. It's cool if they get it, fine. If not, I'm sure it'll be all right. You know. I should note that 2K has basically said what's going to be in their season pass. They're going to have a My Player Kickstart, which basically gives you instant access to boost created superstars ratings,
I assume you mean
attributes, and my career mode.
I assume you mean for WWE 16.
Yeah, WWE 2K16. I'm sorry. Which apparently by itself it costs $10. So, you know, this might be one of those times where the season pass behooves you to buy it all together, because I know if you're big into making credit characters, being able to mess with their attributes out of the box is a big deal. And just spending $10 on that probably isn't worth it. But buying it all together, I'm sure, is. You know, you get the accelerator, which lets you basically unlock everything at the beginning. The Legends pack, which includes like
Hugh Morris,
Dusty Rhodes.
I actually played WWE 15 like about 2 hours before we started this podcast.
How well did you do in that?
Not well. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was really funny because I was trying to go through the career mode.
Yeah.
And it's like Bill the Mott is yelling at me, and I was like, yeah, they should. But if they could, they'd probably patch us out.
It was too late. He basically got. I think he got like let go. I think like a couple months before the game was supposed to come out.
Didn't he get let go this year?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like a little bit before the game was supposed to come out, so they really couldn't do anything. So he's like in there a bunch. So
He's like the main trainer. Yeah, like
yeah. I can't for some reason I can't remember the legends right now, but yeah. I mean, some of the Hall of Fame showcase stuff is like, okay, Macho Man against Jake the Snake, and then The Rock against Rikishi. Like, what? Like, all right, whatever.
As long as you can do the ass face, that's all I care about.
Yeah, that's exactly. Oh, I mean, that's all he does. Just, I guess they're redoing the "I did it for The Rock" storyline. Whatever. So yeah, there's a few. Apparently, Diego is a future star, along with Samoa Joe. I don't know how that works for the. Did the WWE not like look at that and go, look, Diego's been here a while. I don't think he can be a future star.
Yes, Samoa Joe, that young rapscallion upstart who's a rookie and.
No, but Samoa Joe at least could be a future star for WWE. I mean, you know, he's been around a while, but like Diego has been around for a long while now. He is not a future star at all. But whatever works for, you know, 2K and all that.
They need to bring back JTG. He can just be a member of the New Day.
Oh, you know he would be there if he could. So, are you interested at all in this Burnout spiritual successor that could be being made? Are you a fan of Burnout? Or...
I really loved Burnout 3. It's one of my favorite games on the Xbox. I am one of the few people who intensely disliked Burnout Paradise.
I've heard a lot of people do not like Burnout Paradise because they took out a lot of the stuff from 3.
Well, they didn't take it out. They just kind of, like, rearranged it. But I really just did not like Burnout Paradise's open city. Like, that was distracting. Because, you're not focusing on, like, on the road. You're focusing on, like, the top corner just to make sure you hit this turn. Or else, like, you go off on, like, some, like, random road and, like, you know, you could be in first place, you hit a wrong road and then you're in 8th. It's like, this isn't fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems like that game is not made for open world or whatever. It seems better when it's just set and it's, you know, it's driven in one way or whatever, and then you keep going. So it's not everything can be open world. And I imagine with the indie development, whatever, they can't do the open world. It costs too much money. I mean, that's cool that they're going to bring it back. They're supposed to be doing a multiplayer sports game first, which I guess that's something everybody's doing now. But as long as they wind up making it, I'm all for it, because I love the Burnout game too. So.
Yeah.
That's cool that they're finally announcing that. Sucks they can't use the Burnout name, but...
Well, EA will never give that up, even if they have no plan to ever use it again.
So, you know, Amazon wasn't satisfied just with their own Fire TV. They want to have their own live TV service. So, and they're talking to NBC and CBS about getting their content on the live TV service. I mean, you think this is gonna work? I mean, how many of these TV things have we seen and they don't?
Doesn't NBC and CBS own Hulu?
No, NBC does. CBS has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
They're the one of the big 4 that has nothing to do with it.
Oh. I don't see this working out.
I don't either. I mean, they've already got Hulu. They've already got like their own stuff going on. I think they're gonna want to deal with Amazon too. Seems unnecessary, but hey, Doctor Who's getting another spin-off called The Class, and it's coming next year. It's being, of course, Moffat has something to do with it, but it's 8 45-minute episodes set in contemporary London at the Coal Hill School, which is, you know, something that we see in Doctor Who a lot. It's gonna be the guy kind of leading the charge for this is gonna be somebody that's, I forget the guy's name now, but he's like writes a lot of young adult stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, you know, it's cool that, you know, Moffat's not doing this, so you get a different perspective on it. Just they've had other spin-offs and they eventually just kind of die off.
Remember how Torchwood was supposed to come back?
Yeah, that sure happened.
Well, it did. It just came back with season 4. And we all know how awesome that was.
Are you sort of excited about this? Or are you...
I mean, I don't think I'm going to be I'm probably not going to be the right age group for it at all. So, like the right demographic. So, like, did you ever watch Sarah Jane Adventures?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I might watch and check it out. Do you think this is just them sort of trying to be like, well, we have an older Doctor, so we're going to try to get the younger fans in by doing this?
I mean, maybe, but I mean, it depends on like how they structure it, or like who they have as like the main character.
Yeah, I would assume it should be like a younger person is trying to kind of offshoot that because it's supposed to have all this all new stuff or whatever that we haven't seen yet.
The main character will just be the teacher and will be played by Matt Smith.
Oh, Matt Smith back in Doctor Who stuff. That'd be like, okay, I guess you didn't make it anywhere, so you came back.
Hey, he was in Terminator Genesis.
I forgot about it. Yeah, because that did so well.
They're actually talking
At
about
least
making.
here, anyway.
Yeah, they're making a sequel to that stupid that piece of garbage.
Yeah, they're putting. It's apparently, well, now they're saying it's like being re-energized or something, but it was apparently the whole Terminator universe they were supposed to make after Genesis being put on hold. So, you know, that did so well there.
I have tried to watch that movie. I've watched the movie numerous times. It has two fatal flaws. The first is the main character. The guy playing Kyle Reese is like a meathead. And the second problem is the PG-13 movie.
Yeah, that's.
And hey, if Emilia Clarke can get naked or topless in Game of Thrones, she can certainly do in this movie.
No, well, didn't she make it pretty much like known that she's never doing a nude scene again?
Don't care. She can do it again. It's what she's good for.
But that's the whole point. She doesn't want to be known for that.
Genesis proves she cannot really act that well, so.
So, how do you feel about the Sonic sunglasses, Doctor?
I mean, they're very goofy. Like I think they're actually too silly, personally. But they also like way over. They talked about it for years how they basically turned the sonic screwdriver into like a fucking magical wand. So, like they had to power that back a little.
But like, take it away completely? Isn't that like too far?
Give him like a sonic wallet or something.
I could just have this Sonic pen.
Sonic cane. So we can bring that back.
I mean, all the fans that are pissed off about the screwdriver, I think it's a little much.
Did you hear that Sonic Lost World is coming to Steam?
Yes.
Why?
Well, apparently the mobile game is actually doing so well that they're making a second one.
Yeah, because isn't it just an endless runner?
Yeah, that's what Sonic is.
It's hard to screw that up. I mean, Sega can try, certainly, but still.
I mean, how can you screw up where Sonic basically just runs? I mean, that's what he does. I don't, yeah. Somehow Hasbro is, I don't know how they're not going to screw up making 4 Transformers movies in 10 years, but whatever. Somehow they'll just go down, I mean, not that the other ones didn't go down the tubes, but not just 5, but 6, 7, and 8 too. Like,
They'll chain Michael Bay to the director's chair.
Well,
And if you can't get him, we can get the next best thing, Brett Ratner. Remember that third X-Men film? That was amazing.
Oh, Jesus. Don't have me about that stupid X-Men. 2 had done so well, and then 3 came, and it's like, oh, really? Wow. You know, at some point, maybe giving it a rest for a little bit would be nice, but whatever. I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
For Transformers films?
Yeah.
They make $1 billion every time they release one. I mean, even if they cost $300 million, I mean, they're never gonna stop.
Don't go see these movies.
The only time I'll ever see a Transformers movie is if they did just straight on Beast machines.
That would be awesome. I want to see that.
No, not Beast machines, Beast Wars.
The Beast, yeah, I want to see the Beast Wars. That needs to be one of the damn movies if they're gonna do this many. I mean, that's just like a total crime if they don't do it in one of these.
So no, it's just like Optimus Primal and Megatron, and then they meet the guy, like the little Cro-Magnon guy who's in Far Cry Primal. It's all connected somehow.
Yes. So, would you watch a Damage Control TV show?
Sure. I want them to get Hercules in it and played by Kevin Sorbo.
He's doing nothing right now. I mean,
He's like having heart attacks and like going into like right-wing conspiracy theories, paranoia.
yeah, maybe you don't want to use him or something. I do want to see what the concept of this for this would be like. Okay, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. come in and just do a bunch of crap, and like, oh, well, we gotta pick all this up now. That fucking sucks. That could be either really bad, or it could be, it's one of those, like, it's so dumb that you just can't stop watching it.
I think ABC, I assume it'll be on ABC.
Yeah.
They're trying to find, I think they're just trying to get like a year of Marvel programming constantly.
Probably.
Where it's like, if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like their winter break, they have Agent Carter. When
Right.
S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back and goes back off the air in the summer, they get Damage Control for the summer. Then they spin it back up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's like, alright.
Whatever works for them. Well, HBO's trying to get a Watchmen series.
I'm good. I don't want that.
Just don't want it.
Please no. Well, they won't get any of the actors in the movie. I mean, they might get like Rorschach, the guy who played him.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, they're not getting the other. Well, I mean, I guess that doesn't matter. It's just the characters.
Yeah, like, but also it's just going to be all the prequel book bullshit that like no one liked.
How do you know it's not gonna have stuff from not prequels?
Why would it? We already had the movie. It's not like a 5-year, 4-year like show about them, like what happens in the comics to the movie or from the comics on. It's like we've all seen that.
Right. Or couldn't they try to like retell it? I guess. Or...
I mean, they could stretch it out, but even like the comic is only 200
Yeah,
pages.
it's
I mean, I think it's only a 13-issue comic, so it's like,
right.
I mean, it's decently long for a graphic novel, but it's not like they can. It's not like The Walking Dead where they keep, they're on issue 800 or whatever. I mean, they got
Right,
13.
yeah,
They got 13 issues of Watchmen, and I think like 24 or 30 or whatever the prequel stuff. And that's it.
Well, so is that worse or better than a Lethal Weapon TV series?
I would say worse because they could get Danny Glover and Mel Gibson.
Oh God, yeah. I would assume this is more like a sort of like origin story for Lethal Weapon that also have different actors.
Remember how they were trying to do a Rush Hour TV show?
Yeah.
Well, because Chris Tucker's not working.
I can so see Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, like, oh, we're gonna relive the glory years. Oh, well, this gets no ratings.
Hey, what? Yeah, it's like, what are they doing?
They're still gonna charge them like $20 million or something. I don't think they're gonna do that.
They'd be like, we'll pay for your bus fare. Be happy and shut up and take it. You're getting paid just a little more than voice actors. Be happy.
And they're gonna have a Ghostbusters movie. Whoa.
That might be okay. Like, it depends on where they want to go for that. I would say.
I mean, they have the cartoon they could go from. It depends on if they want to go off one of the movies or something.
I'm in the minority, but they did a sequel to the cartoon called Extreme Ghostbusters. That was not that bad.
I like that too, actually. I didn't think it was that bad either.
It gets a lot of crap from like Ghostbusters, like fanboys. But it's like, no, it's.
Oh, but
It's fine.
You can't please all those guys. Well, let's get to the new releases here. Well, I already talked, Rock Band 4 I already talked to you about. Gaia 5 also comes out this week. Uncharted Nathan's Drake Collection comes out Friday. Weird day for that to come out. G Robo Zip Blast also comes out on Friday, the 3DS game. That Civ Beyond Earth expansion that Marc was talking about comes out, or came out already. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing Final Cut also came out, which I guess is the first. Is it all three games together or something? Or
I think it's all three games together, but I think they did reworking for the first game to bring it more in line with the next two.
Okay.
Because when they hit 2 and 3, they kind of went crazy.
Right.
They added character classes. And the first game is you play as Van Helsing, and he has two skill trees, and that's about it.
Yeah, I never just the gulf that goes in from 1 to 2. It's like, what?
And they added a bunch. Yeah. They added character classes into one as DLC, but it's not it wasn't part of the main game or anything.
Right. Yeah, I remember playing one and I think there was 3 character classes besides, and then 2 had a bunch of other ones. All right, well, whatever. Super Meat Boy, first time coming to the PS systems. Skipping the PS3 though, so if you only have one of those, I'm sorry. PS4 and Vita, if you have PS Plus, it's free. Transformers Devastation also comes out to PS4 and Xbox One.
That's getting good reviews, shockingly.
Well, the other ones got good reviews too. You didn't like them. So.
Well, no, I mean shockingly because it's gotten 0 press.
Yeah, I've hardly seen much about it, but this is kind of animated, right, or whatever.
Yeah, it's Platinum doing it, so.
Oh, well, it's Platinum, so it's gonna be good.
It's more good than not that they did that Airbender game. That's why I was hesitant about this thing.
So that Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax comes
Yep.
out this week too.
Feel free to skip it.
And another anime game, Saint Seiya Soldier Soul, also comes out PS4 and PS3, and that Ride game, PS4 and PS3.
I almost considered taking that.
Yeah, I'm not good with driving games. Nope.
That's a motorcycle racing game, but then I was like, the cat got sick, and I have a game to review right now that I haven't even touched yet.
Wait, so, well, yeah, you have the Dengeki game, and then...
No, I'm not reviewing that one.
I thought you were.
He sent me that, and I was like, if there's anything in here that interests you, you can review it. I was like, well, there's nothing in here that interests me, so... Thanks for the free game. I will see you later. And I promptly deleted it.
I love how that works. It's alright if you like it, you can review it. If not, just whatever. So, what are you reviewing? Well, I guess you never got that code for NBA 2K16.
Nope. The thing I'm supposed to look at is it's an RPG on Steam called The Age of Decadence.
Ah, okay.
And it had I've only seen screenshots. I saw it in motion, it looked horrible, but the screenshots make it look pretty. So we will see what happens.
Well, that always happens. Screenshots make it look pretty, like that canceled Final Fantasy 12.
Oh, Fortress?
Yeah, Fortress.
I really wish that had come out.
So what was that supposed to be? I never understood what that, what, I know it's a spin-off, but it's what, did they even say what kind of gameplay it was gonna have, or?
Well, they had a video of it. It looked like an action RPG.
Oh man, that would've been awesome.
So.
The art for it looked really cool.
I just was interested in it because it wasn't Square making it. If they had branched off, it might have been good, it might have been bad, but at least they're looking to branch off a little. And not have, whoever the designer is, put a bunch of buckles and zippers into clothes.
Yeah. That's all that they wore in Final Fantasy 12. Bunch of buckles and stuff everywhere. But yeah, I think that about does it for the show this week. You can, if for some reason on God's green earth you listened to this on 411, please know it's on iTunes and other stuff. You do not have to sit there on Spreaker and this for that, or on YouTube for that. I mean, I guess on YouTube you just go on your phone, listen to it on YouTube, that's fine. But yeah, it is on whatever there are podcasts. It's there. It's in there. So, you can also rate and review and subscribe, of course. Which subscribing helps more than anything. So if you really like the show or want to, go on there and say it sucks, and then promptly delete your subscription, whatever works for you. We will be back. I'm gonna try to make it Tuesday this time. I think last time I was trying to finish downloading all my, which I didn't even get to finish doing until yesterday at 2 in the morning, downloading all the damn DLC and everything. Which it took me a while to realize that I should just gone to the store instead of doing it through the Xbox One, which that was just stupid. But sometimes Microsoft isn't bigger on that. Whatever. I can't even get Microsoft to show my Xbox One purchase history on the computer. So
I don't think you're not supposed to.
it's not.
I don't
it does
think
with
so.
the 360.
Yeah, but that was a more open system. It wasn't stupid.
Okay, that's why. I was like, it shows that I played Rock Band. I have all these achievements on Rock Band 4, whatever, but it won't show my purchase. It was like, okay, this is weird. Whatever works for Microsoft. But I also forgot to note that do not buy any old songs on Rock Band 4 if you plan on going back to the old games, because you're going to have to purchase them twice. So if you purchase an old song and you want to go back and play Rock Band 3 with those songs, purchase them on Rock Band 3. Because you can't cross-compatible Xbox One to Xbox 360. Apparently. I learned that the hard way. It's just $2, but still. Anyway. See you everybody later.
Later.